This is a quick demonstration for how to formulate an answer for QuickCheck 8.1 number 5 found on page 481. The question reads, write the formula that displays the label outstanding in cell Y5 if the amount owed in cell X5 is greater than 0 and the transaction date stored in cell R5 is after 3/1/2016, which is stored in cell R1. But otherwise, it should leave the cell blank. Now, in order to be sure that we do this correctly, we really need to test this with 4 different possibilities. Possibility 1, both the date is greater than 3/1/2016 and the amount is greater than 1. So row 5 is testing with both conditions true. Row 6, we have the amount true, value 1, but the date is false because it's less than 3/1/2016. Row 7, the amount is false with 0 value. The date is true with a date of 3/2/2016. And row 8, both conditions should test false. The date is 3/1/2016, which is not greater than 3/1/2016, and the value is 0, which is not greater than 0. So, given these 4 possibilities, the only row 5, column Y, will have the word outstanding when we put the formula in those 4 cells. Okay, let's add the formula. Now, the best way to manage this is to let Excel do the work for us. Use the insert function key for Y5. And be sure the category selected is logical. Now, our first instinct might be that this is an AND, but the overall function is an IF. So the outer function needs to be IF, so we'll start with IF. Say OK. And the IF logical test is based on an AND. Both those conditions, the date being greater than 3/1/2016 and the amount being greater than 0, must be true. So in the logical test, type AND and a parenthesis, and notice that Excel up above in the formula bar adds the and our first parenthesis. Go ahead and click inside the and first parenthesis. Now we have the dialog box for the and. Logical condition 1 says that the amount owed in cell X5 is greater than 0. So let's add that to logical condition 1, X5 greater than 0. We can tab to logical 2. Logical 2 says the transaction date, cell R5, is after the date stored in cell R1. So a date after then is a greater than. Now we see logical 3 show up here, but we don't have a third condition, so we don't need to put anything in there. The trick here is to avoid the instinct of hitting the OK button. We're not finished. We still need to complete the if statement. So in the formula bar, click on the word if. That takes us back to the function for the logical if. Notice that the and has been entered for our logical test. And now we just need to complete the if by typing in what should happen if it tests true and what should happen if it tests false. Okay, so it should list the word outstanding if the value is true. And I recommend you add the quotes around outstanding. This is good practice. If you were typing it in just on the line itself, you would need to include them. tab to the false. In order to print a blank, we're going to put 2 quotation marks with nothing in between them. We've now completed the if function, and we can click OK. Sure enough, with both the date and the amount being true, we see outstanding. Let's look at that formula again. Now notice, when we drag this, we're going to have a problem. So let's see the problem. We should have made cell R1 fixed. So if we look at the formula for cell Y6, we see that it's testing against R2, which is really incorrect. So let's fix this. Cell R1 should be fixed. Click in the formula bar in front of R1, and you can either use the shortcut key, function key 4, or type in the $ in front of the R and in front of the 1. I'm going to use function key 4. And now cell R1, the date, 3/1/2016, is fixed. Hit enter. And now we can copy that formula down. And notice that they are all correctly checking against cell R1. And they're all giving us a result of blank because with the AND condition, both conditions would have to be true. Okay, I hope this helped explain the answer and how to get it for QuickCheck 8.1 number 5 on page 481 of your text. This reviewed the if with a nested AND statement and fixed cell references.